Israel has just finished forcibly removing Palestinian and international activists who set up a camp in the West Bank. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office ordered the move after asking the Supreme Court to lift a stay of evacuation. The activists established the camp that they call Bab Al Shams to block the planned construction of illegal Israeli settlements. Al Jazeera's Jane Ferguson is on the line with us from Jerusalem. And Jane, if you would, bring us up to speed with the latest that you're learning on this story.
What we're hearing right now is that almost everybody there on the site has been detained, and by detained meaning that the police have surrounded them and aren't allowing them to leave just yet. We're also hearing reports that around 80 of the individuals there have been put on buses and are likely to have been arrested. They may be moved, therefore, to another site, and more of an official arrest. And as you just said, Mustafa al-Baghouti, the head of the al-Mubadala party, has been reported that he's been arrested. At the moment, it's very difficult to get any of those senior politicians that we do know at least were there a few hours ago on the phone at the minute, which is obviously due to the situation at the moment with the police and people being actually detained.
And Jane, how long has the camp been in place, and what was the stated goal, the mission of that camp and the people there, the activists and the Palestinians who were there?
Well, the camp was set up very early on Friday morning. The organizers said that it was actually a secret that they were going to set it up because they knew that there would be this response from the Israeli forces. So they set it up as a sort of a surprise move, as they would call it, on Friday morning. The idea of it really was a new tactic. I've been speaking to the protesters down there all day yesterday, and they were very keen to point out that they see this as a new tactic on the ground in terms of resistance to settlements. They want to basically occupy the land before it's occupied. Now, they, of course, point out that the land that this particular camp was on is privately owned Palestinian land. So they're very keen to show that that's the case, that they have permission from the owners to be there, and that is, of course, in contention in complete opposite to what the Israelis are saying, which is that it's now officially a military zone.
And Jane, if you would, sorry, Jane, if you would, so the camp is established there essentially since Friday, yesterday, and if you would, talk us through the moves taken in response by the Israeli government.
There has been a bit of a back and forth politically and legally about what to do. Now, the protesters themselves actually predicted that, of course, they would be immediately requested to leave, immediately evicted. So what they were telling me yesterday was that immediately on Friday, when they set up the camp, they actually applied for the Supreme Court to delay any eviction, basically like an appeal, to say, can there please be a hearing, an investigation, to give us several days. And the Supreme Court did so. They gave them 6 days to stay where they were. But then shortly afterwards, the military themselves literally came to the camp and made an announcement that it was still illegal and that the people would have to move because they had decided that this was military area, this is military land, and so the people would have to move.